Hi, welcome back to the channel. I thought I'd do a real rough back of the fag packet. How much can you earn on eBay? Which is an interesting question. When people ask me how much I earn, I suppose if anyone asks this of anyone, it's a bit of an intrusive question. But I thought it'd be useful to just put three scenarios and give a rough idea of how much actual money that will be, after all the fees are taken out and after all the costs are taken out. And I can't stress enough, this is very, very broad brush, and it will there's so many different scenarios you can have on eBay, with what you sell, how much your items are, how many items you have, what you've bought the items for. I mean, turnover doesn't mean anything. It's obviously profit account, so it can vary, but based on some assumptions, I thought I'd just run through this. Really, it's for that sort of person who's thinking about selling online and thinking, well, how much is it? Can I make millions on eBay? Can I, can I make a figure that I'll be happy with? So here we go. So I've got three scenarios here. The first one is someone who's on a monthly basis is turning over £2,000. It's very useful. When you look at that 2,000 number, it will vary. Obviously, will go up in December. It will go up. Various reasons it might go up. Lockdown, we've just had a boost, but on average, if you're doing like 2,000 a month on a daily basis, on average, that's about 70 quid's worth of sales every day, consistently. Sometimes higher, sometimes lower. And I would say that's a good kind of like, for someone who's just started off, that's probably a good first goal to go for. Now, once you've been going a while, probably £100 a day is quite a good figure to go for. So this is kind of like good established reseller kind of target, £3,000 turnover every month. And here, 5,000 or 5,000 and above if you want. That would be in the realms of, I would say, very good, excellent established reseller. So let's start adding up some numbers. So first of all, what's the annual turnover? So hopefully my Excel skills will be all right here. So it will just be 12 times what your monthly is. So let's plonk that in. Let's copy that. Okay, so this is looking all right, isn't it? So someone for just starting off, maybe jack their job in, £24,000. Okay, for just selling tat, 36,000, 60,000 for just buying stuff and selling it, easy peasy. Not so easy. You've got to get the stuff first, and of course you've got to take into account all of the fees. So firstly, eBay and PayPal. Now bear in mind, I'm just talking about eBay here, so you might have other streams like Amazon and Etsy and Facebook Marketplace, whatever. But let's take into account some eBay and PayPal fees. I normally like to sort of estimate this at around about 15%. It's not exactly right, but let's just say, for the sake of argument, that we're looking at a cost of this times 15%. Oof, straight away, 3,600 taken off. So let's place that in for the other scenarios. Oh my good, look at that. eBay taking £9,000 on well-earned money. Well, there you go. Shop fees. You may not have a shop when you first start, so this may not be a cost that you need to add in. But for the medium-sized shop, which I think covers you up to like 1,500 items listed, so we use that. I think it's around about 70 quid. So on an annual basis, we're looking at 70 quid, 12 lots of 70 as a cost. And let's do a little bit of same format in there. So I'm going to copy. That'll be the same if we've all got the medium store. And like I say, this person who's just started may not have it. Cost of stock. Oh, how do you quantify it? Sometimes you're going to buy something for a couple of quid and you're going to sell it for like 80, 100. You might buy a Mewtwo and sell it for 300. Sometimes you might buy a fuggler for 20 quid and never be able to sell it and end up giving it away. So it swings and roundabouts. But as a ballpark figure, I'm going to say if I buy something for a tenner, I might sell it for 40. And I think I think that is high on the buying side. I would normally, if I bought something for 10, I'd probably want to sell it for like 60 or 70, but less for the sake of argument, on the cautious side, let's say it's a quarter of our turnover, the cost of the item. So let's go for that, times 25%, and it's a cost. So my god, this money's going down rapidly. Let's copy that and paste it and paste it. Postage now, postage is based on the number of items. So if we're looking here at £2,000, let's say on average each of the items is about 40 quid, and like I say, this can vary hugely. So 40 quid for £2,000 worth of items is actually 50 items a month. So let's factor that in. So we've got a cost of 50 items a month for 12 months, and postage, let's assume everything's small parcel all around there. I know some things will be large letter, but it's 3 quid. I think it's £2.90 for a small parcel. Let's get our formatting right again. So that's £1,800 for postage. So I'm going to copy this and paste, and all I need to change is the number of items. So instead of 50 items, it will be 75, because we've got a higher turnover, more figures and more stuff going through. So 3,000 divided by 40 is 75, I hope. And on the last one, again, change it. 5,000 divided by 40 quid, 125. So those postage costs, yeah, got to count them as well. Packing materials. Now, if you've got a medium store, you do get some packing materials. I get a lot of packing materials free, but I do have to buy bubble wrap. I do occasionally have to buy little bits and bobs, poly mailers occasionally. So let's just use a ballpark of 1% of your turnover. So equals your turnover times 1%. I bet Apple Core and all those accountants will look at this, pulling their hair out, going, "What is he doing?" But it really is back of a fag packet. It's just to give someone who's thinking about it just a rough idea of what, you know, if you've got, like, I don't know, a 15 grand job, 20 grand job, 30 grand a year job, 40 grand a year job, 50 grand a year job, you know, and you think, can I get that? This is the realism of it, really. Petrol, obviously this varies as well. During the boot season it'll be higher, during the off season it's hardly anything. So 50 miles a week, I would say I do just over that in boot fair season. I'll go to my local ones and I might drive 30 miles to get to another one and then come back. So I've done about 60. There'll be post office trips, there might be trips to shops. So let's say it might be generous this, but 50 miles a week. Now you can claim as an expense when you do your tax return at 45p a mile. So I'm going to use that as a basis for costs. The actual cost will probably be less, but I'm just using the 45p a mile. So 50 miles a week is, as a cost, as 52 weeks in a year, and let's say each mile costs you 45p. Let's make it nice and the same colour, and that will be consistent across the board. Again, if you're doing more, you might do slightly more, but let's just say that's where it is. Storage is not something I have. I have most of the stuff here. But if you do have like a lock-up garage, or you do have big yellow storage, I think they can be anything from about 150 to probably 100 for a lock-up garage, and dependent on where you are in the country, of course, and maybe 300 plus. So let's use a month, that is. So let's use a ballpark figure of £200, say. So 12 times 200. Okay. And again, copy that in. Now, I'm desperately trying to think what I've missed. And I probably have missed something. But I think I've covered the main bases. And like I say, if you're looking at all of this, you may not have storage costs. Your cost of stock could be lower. You may not have the mid-sized shop. You may have the small-sized shop. So make adjustments where you need to. Do your own spreadsheet. Definitely model it out. But let's have a look at what this actually ends up as. So we're going to take our original figure and factor in all our costs and see what we end up as. So there we go. It's not £60,000 and it's not £36,000 and it's not £24,000. This is the reality of what you might actually earn if you're reselling. And again, you may not have storage costs. So if you don't have storage costs, that obviously has a big impact. If you've got stuff locally, that could be halved. Packing materials probably pretty low. Postage, cost of stock. Again, if you can get your cost of stock at 15%, it has a huge impact on what we're almost doubled here with no storage and getting stuff at a good price, which I think is the key. It's always the buying price which will dictate your profit. Obviously demand, people have got to be wanting it. So I hope that gave you a kind of good idea of the reality of the money involved in reselling on eBay. Like I say, it's always wise, I think, to have a number of income streams: eBay, Amazon, Etsy, just in case eBay suddenly decide to, chuck you off their selling platform for whatever reason. But that is a rough idea. I hope you found it useful. If you think I missed anything, which no doubt I have, please let me know in the comments below. Give it a thumbs up if you thought that was useful, and hope you enjoyed it. Take care. Good luck sourcing this weekend if you're going out sourcing at boot fairs. Do take care. Take all the precautions and be careful. Getting a bit of tat ain't worth you risking your life for it. So yeah, take care out there and see you soon.